The Massageteans or Massageteans were an ancient Eastern Iranian nomadic confederation who inhabited the steppes of Central Asia, northeast of the Caspian Sea. The Massageteans are known primarily from the writings of Herodotus. They are widely believed to have been related to the jats. In Central Asian languages such as Middle Persian and Avestan, the prefix massa means great, heavy, or strong. George Rawlinson in his Sixth Great Oriental Monarchy describes Massageteans as great jits or jats. Some authors as James P. Mallory and Victor H. Mayer relate Massageteans with the uishi, or in the earlier pronunciation tieg, has been seen to equate with the Massageteans who occupied the oases and steppelands of West Central Asia in the time of Herodotus. Here massa renders an Iranian word for great, hence Great Getai. This identification was made by Alexander Cunningham and is supported by B.S. Dahiya and Edgar Knobloch. Dahiya wrote about the Massageteans and Massageteans. These Guti people had two divisions, the Ta-Uche and Siauche, exactly corresponding to the Massageteans and Massageteans of Herodotus. Massageteans, who are known as the Lesser Getai, correspond with the Siauche, meaning Lesser Uishi. Herodotus described the Massageteans as living on a sizable portion of the Great Plain east of the Caspian Sea. He several times refers to them as living beyond the river Araxes, which flows through the Caucasus into the West Caspian. Scholars have offered various explanations for this anomaly. For example, Herodotus may have confused two or more rivers, as he had limited and frequently indirect knowledge of geography. Culture. The original language of the Massageteans is little known. While it appears to have had similarities to the Eastern Iranian languages, these may have resulted from interactions with neighboring peoples, such as language contact or Sprachbund-type assimilation. According to Herodotus' history, concerning the death of Cyrus the Great of Persia, Herodotus writes, Ammianus Marcellinus considered the Alans to be the former Massageteans. At the close of the 4th century CE, Claudian wrote of Alans and Massageteans in the same breath. The Massagetes who cruelly wound the horses that they may drink the blood, the Alans who break the ice and drink the waters of Meotis Lake. Procopius writes in History of the Wars Book 3, the Vandalic War, the Massageteans whom they now call Huns. There was a certain man among the Massageteans, well gifted with courage and strength of body, the leader of a few men. This man had the privilege handed down from his fathers and ancestors to be the first in all the Hunnic armies to attack the enemy of Agrius Scholasticus, and in Thrace by the inroads of the Huns, formerly known by the name of Massageteans, who crossed the Ister without opposition. Tadeusz Sulemirski notes that the Saka also invaded parts of northern India, where Rajendra Rishi, an Indian linguist, has identified linguistic affinities between Indian and Central Asian languages, which further lends credence to the possibility of historical Saka influence in northern India. Possible connection to the Saka Harmavaga. According to Guivmir Fendireski at the Circle of Ancient Iranian Studies, the Massageteans are synonymous with the Saka Harmavaga of South Asian historiography. In conventional wisdom, the Massageteans and Saka Harmavaga are depicted as neighbors and inhabiting an area beyond Jaxartes, with the Massageteans occupying the area north of Harmavaga. The Sakati are depicted as inhabiting the eastern littoral of the Caspian Sea between Hyrcania and Chorasmia. See, for example, Cook, pp. 282–283. There is sufficient evidence in Herodotus to call for the reorientation of the geographical positioning of the Saka so that Sakatigrachada are placed in the Jaxartes watershed and Massageteans and Harmavaga are relocated to the eastern littoral of the Caspian Sea. There is also evidence to suggest strongly that the term Massageteans was a Greek name for the Saka Varga. The term Saka Varga did not appear in Herodotus. Instead, one learns of the Amirguian Saka who formed a part of Xerxes' army, a name that is said to have derived from the name of the plains that these Saka inhabited. It is equally plausible that the Amirguian plain received its name from the Amirguian Saka themselves, regardless, by the process of elimination, considering that the Achaemenian records in Susan Nakshi Rostam identified the Saka as Varga and Tigrakauda. One may conclude that Herodotus's Amirguian Saka must have been a reference to Saka Varga, to further intimate the connection. The names Amirguian and Varga are not phonetically that far apart for the Greek name to be considered a corruption of the Persian. The Achaemenian records and Herodotus suggest that Massageteans and Varga were one and the same, and they inhabited the present-day region east of the Caspian Sea and west of the Aral Sea. This area that presently is watered by Gorgon, Rud and Atrak in the south and the Oxus and Jaxartes in the north had a different look in the views of the ancient geographers. The Oxus and Jaxartes were deemed to empty into the Caspian Sea, thereby creating a milieu consisting of plains intersected by various rivers closer to the Iranian heartland. See, for example, Atlas of Ancient and Classical Geography, pp. 2-5. The coincidence of Massageteans and Saka Varga obtains from the correlation of a few shreds of evidence. First, Herodotus stated that Massageteans were viewed according to some as a nation belonging to the Saka race. Second, Herodotus placed the Massageteans in the plains that stretched eastward of the Caspian Sea, against whom Cyrus the Great led an expedition right after the taking of Babylon, according to an itinerary that Herodotus described to have included a campaign against the Saka. In reaching the Massageteans Saka, Cyrus crossed the Araxes, which in antiquity was viewed as a watershed area consisting of the present-day Aras River, southern Caspian littoral and Atrak and Gorgon rivers, and, possibly, the Oxus. See Atlas of Ancient and Classical Geography, pp. 2-5. Third, etymologically, many have concluded that the name Massageteans meant Great Saka. Massageteans, the reasoning goes, referred to Saga, Saka, and Ma or Massa meant big or great, so the whole name meant Great Saka in the language of Persia or Central Asia. This etymology is dubious at best. One would be hard-pressed to find an example of the word massa in any of the old Persian texts. The one word that would have meant great was mer or mare in Sanskrit, but in Persian that would have dated to Middle Persian, as did Hamavand. The equation of massa with great or heavy or big or powerful is tainted apparently by the Latin notion or connotation of the word form, massa, mass or mass. Quote, if quantum of the Saka was the emphasis, then a more appropriate word for big would have been S*G, that meant numerous. Ma would have been moon. See generally, D. N. Mackenzie, A Concise Pahlavi Dictionary. To understand what Herodotus meant by the name Massageteans should be left to Herodotus to answer, the same way that Herodotus did not refer to Saka Tigrakauda and Saka Varga by the Persian names. One should not expect him to have referred to Massageteans by the Persian name either. At best, Massageteans was Greek for a nation that was known to the Achaemenians by another name, as one finds no direct by-name reference to a group called Massageteans in Achaemenian records. However, according to Herodotus, the Massageteans lived in the plains east of the Caspian Sea, and the Amirguian Saka also inhabited a plain. Arguably, because the word nomos in Greek means pasture, the label Massageteans may have referred to the pastoral Saka. The fourth factor that intimates a connection between the Massageteans and Varga is the place of milk in their cultures. Milk is what they chiefly drink, wrote Herodotus of the Massageteans. For the Hamavarga, the importance of milk would have been in connection with the preparation of hom, which according to the Avesta was mixed with milk. If a nation is called consumer of hom and uses milk to mix with it, then it is easy to see how milk in the Saka Hamavarga tradition too would be a chief drink. The key to the etymological significance of Massageteans is likely in Massageteans being a Greek rendition of Hamavarga, in which Hama appeared in the form of the first syllable ma, and Saka was represented in Massageteans or Massageteans. Therefore, Herodotus' Massageteans was a corruption of the name Hamasaka. The synonymy of Massageteans with Saka Hamavarga situates the latter on the eastern littoral of the Caspian Sea. This relocation is significant in that it provides a rational basis for the reference to the Saka of the marshes and Saka of the plains in Darius's Egyptian hieroglyphs. The Saka of the marshes were depicted in relation to a watershed resembling a lagoon-looking shape with rivers connecting to it, just like the Caspian would have appeared to the ancient geographers. For that reason, the Saka of the marshes would have been the ones inhabiting this region east of the Caspian. By the same token, the Saka of the plains referenced in Darius's hieroglyphs would have been the Saka who inhabited the plains of Central Asia and farther to the east of Jaxartes. It was no coincidence, therefore, that the mentioning of Saka Hamavarga by Darius preceded the mention of the farther Sakatigracauda, just as the nearer Saka of the marshes were mentioned before the distant Saka of the plains. The relocation of Saka Hamavarga to a region immediately east of the Caspian Sea is consistent with Darius's scheme of imperial administration. According to Herodotus, the method of administration employed by the Medes and later adopted by the Persians was to rule directly their immediate neighbors and then let the neighbors rule the peoples and lands farther out. When Darius smote the Sakatigracauda, he appointed for them another chief. While it is not said whom he appointed to the task, it is significant to note that in Darius's records after the campaign, such as at Susa and Nakshi Rustam, the name Saka Hamavarga preceded the Sakatigracauda. This would have made perfect sense within the linear administrative method. The Saka Hamavarga, who were closer to the Persian heartland, were put in charge of Sakatigracauda farther away in the plains beyond Sofdia in Central Asia.